I recently received a project to build 4 of these for a friend of mine. And they need them for a graduation present from an Air Force program, and it's meant to hold challenge coins. Challenge coins are those little coins that they give you for various things in the military. Well, when I went to go pick up the wood for this, and in this case it's alder wood, there was a man beside me and he asked me, "Are you going to make this on a CNC machine?" And I told him no, that I have a method that I've used for many years that doesn't require a big CNC machine setup, and it's perfect for something like this. And that's what this video is about. It's how to build something like this without a CNC machine and using just regular woodworking tools. So let's get into it. To begin this project, we need to make a template. And in this case, it's going to be a template of the state of Oklahoma here. And you want to make the template out of a 1/4 inch thick piece of plywood, all the way up to maybe a 1/2 inch. I wouldn't go much thicker than that. It has to be pretty solid, so it can be masonite or something like that. Just whatever kind of scrap you have laying around. And in this case, this is just utility plywood, and it's slightly under a 1/4 of an inch, but it'll work out just fine. So I'm going to trace the state of Oklahoma here, but I'm unsure about the original straightness here along the top edge where Kansas would be. So I want to make sure I straighten that back out. So I know I've got a straight ripped line on this plywood here, and I'm going to place the top border with Kansas right on the edge of that straight line. So that way I know I'm getting a really straight edge along that. And then I'm just going to take a pencil and just trace around the rest of it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just good enough to make a cut on. Go along Texas here. And then, now here, I still want to straighten this out a little bit. So I'm just going to make a mark. 2 marks. And then I think a mark here, because I want to straighten out these straight lines here, because they're a little bit crooked from the original cut, so I want to straighten those back out. So I'll connect those with the straight edge. Okay, I just went and got a combination square, and I'll straighten up these lines with that. So I'll place it along the straight edge top here, and draw my first straight line. And I draw it a little bit long. And then I need to do this edge here. And then this edge here. I know this is a right angle here because I cut it on the miter saw, so I can use it. I just want to get it approximately straight again. Okay. And don't worry about that corner there. The method that we're going to use, that bearing will ride across it, and it'll naturally create like a little radius there that the original had. See, it has a radius here, and that bearing will ride along that and create that for us. So we'll just make it square here. So we're going to take this and we're going to go cut it on our bandsaw. Now, with the bandsaw, I want to make sure that I'm real close to the line. I'm going to leave no extra on it. I'm going to get as close as I can, take my time, and make straight lines. So now that we've got it cut out, the one thing you need to make sure you do is the edges might be a little rough and a little uneven and with some sharp bumps, and you want to make sure that you get some sandpaper and you just go over those edges just enough to knock those bumps down, if there is any, because that bump may transmit we're going to be using a router bit, a top bearing router bit, and as that bearing rides against the template, you don't want any sharp bumps. That will transmit into the cut itself. So just go over it lightly. You don't really need to smooth it out much, like perfectly smooth. You just want to make sure you get out any kind of real sharp bumps. And just kind of make sure it's generally smooth. And when you're done, you'll have a template ready to use. Now, next we're going to plane down our lumber, which I went and picked out this piece of alder from the lumber yard, but it's rough planed, it's skip planed, where you'll see some of the original like lumber yard marks in it. So this is one of the reasons why I recommend a planer as one of your very first purchases, because you can go to the lumber yard and buy rougher lumber like this for a lot cheaper price than you will at like a big box store with already S4S surface four sides lumber. So we're going to run it through the planer. Now that we've planed the wood down to finished thickness, we're going to take our template and we're going to use it to trace an outline that we're going to use to cut with on the bandsaw or a jigsaw or whatever you have in your shop as a rough cut. And that rough cut means that we're going to cut on the outside of that line, leaving about an extra 1/8 inch to no more than 1/4 of an inch of wood that will eventually be routered off with the top bearing router bit on our router table. So I'm going to trace 4 Oklahomas out and we'll go cut them out on the bandsaw. So now that we've cut out all 4 blanks, it's time to template route it. And to template route it, we're going to be using a top bearing router bit in a router table, and we'll need to firmly affix the template to the roughed out stock. And so what you'll do is you'll put the template down on the stock, and you'll want to see wood around all edges. That means it'll remove wood all the way around, and that's what you want. And you want to affix it by using small screws, or in my case, I'm going to use a 5/8 inch brad because it's on the back side and no one will really see it. And the brad will give you the least amount of hole. The original one actually looks like it has screw holes on it, and they're pretty good sized holes. So I'm just going to fix it with 3 brads, just enough to keep it from sliding around. And then I'm going to go take it onto my router table. I have just a tabletop for my old router table. The cabinet portion rotted in storage, and so I ended up throwing it out. So I'm going to have to kind of make do with the old router table part of it. I'll have to like put some supports under it and all that, but I'll router it on that. And what we'll use is a top bearing router bit. And you'll want the bearing itself will ride against the template, and then the cutters will cut out the rest of the wood and make it flush and smooth and finished looking. So I'm going to fix the template. And that'll keep it from sliding around, and we'll take this to the router table. Now that I've got all the blanks cut out on the router table, it's time for the cutting of the grooves for the coins, and I'll do that on the table saw with the wobble head dado cutter. Once the grooves are cut on the table saw, I then sanded everything with a 120 grit sandpaper, and then finally with a 220 grit sandpaper, and then applied 2 coats of an oil-based satin polyurethane. If you want to learn how to do that satin polyurethane finish, which is very easy for beginners, I'll put a link down below in the description. When everything was dry, this is what I've got. A very unique coin holder that I'm sure the Air Force personnel will love to have. This can be any shape you want, as long as you can make a template for it and be able to route it on that router table, you'll be able to do it. If you enjoyed this video, please like or subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.